Hi, I'm Richard Randall, and welcome to Your Real Estate Voice with Barb Schlinker, owner of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. This is the weekly radio show that informs and educates you on how to buy or sell real estate with Colorado's real estate authority, Barb Schlinker. Barb Schlinker is a retired Navy veteran. Barb is an author. Barb Schlinker is a pilot, and Barb and her team enjoy all that Colorado and the Front Range have to offer. Barb, always great to be talking with you. Now, we air Your Real Estate Voice every Saturday. If you can't listen to the entire show, always available on Barb's site, barbhasthebuyers.com, or search Barb on most of the popular podcast platforms like iHeartRadio. Barb, what are we talking about today?
Well, Richard, I'm pretty excited about today's show because it's some stuff I haven't covered before. And I think it's important because it reflects a lot of the questions that we're getting in the market right now. Like the first one is, how do you make your home stand out against other homes when you're trying to sell your Colorado home? And then the other one is, how do you prevent your home sale from falling through? There are more and more home sales falling through right now. And I think, I don't know why that's going on. I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that there are a few more choices now than we had a few years ago. And we'll go into detail, but basically, buyers want certainty and reassurance that they've made the right decision. So I'm gonna show you exactly how you can get done. Now, the number third thing we're going to talk about is always fun, is design trends to consider when selling your house. So if you watch those YouTube videos or search on the internet for what's in style, or you watch HGTV, you'll find that the fashions change all the time. Some of them are just a fashion statement and they don't necessarily correlate to selling your home. When you sell your home, you don't really want to be a drama queen when it comes to design trends and picking colors and things like that. So we'll go into detail on what's in style and what to do and what not to do to position your house when you are selling. And the very last topic is it's something important to me because it's really tough for people if they have to go through this, where if they just can't hack the payments right now. I've got actually one of my colleagues has a bunch of rental properties, and even she is saying her tenants are having trouble paying rent. So and nobody wants this to happen. Nobody wants to lose their house. Nobody wants to worry about foreclosure. And the problem is some of these people wait to the last minute to find a solution. I've even had home sellers do it to me where they don't even tell me for months into the process that they're facing foreclosure, where I could have fixed it a month ago, but I'm the last one to know about it. So that is not something you want to be secretive about, especially when you're having somebody help you sell the home. But anyway, we're going to talk about the best solutions to avoid foreclosure. It's one of those things that somebody's facing that situation. They are definitely stressed in all perspectives. And it's embarrassing. They don't really want to share it with anybody, but there's a lot of solutions to it, and it doesn't mean it's going to happen overnight. So with this segment, I kind of wanted to put people's minds at ease. So if you know anybody facing that problem, talk to them, have them call me, talk to me. I'd love to help them. There's no reason to let a bank take your house. It's just not necessary. And as always, I love talking about our hot new listings. Richard?
So, Barb, as the selling season starts to heat up, there are more homes on the market now than there were a few years ago. How does a home seller make their home stand out against all of the other homes that are out there on sale?
Well, it really doesn't matter what time of year it is. In general, you have to take a look at that as a home seller and figure out what is your competition, right? And a lot of people are actually pretty good at it. I think the buyers are the best at it. The buyers are looking at what can they get in my price range and how does that home stack up against others around it. And all of the stuff is available online now with a click. Some of these really good websites like Zillow and homes.com, they give the buyers all the data. So the buyers are educated. Your very first showing is online. So that's step one. Make sure you get that first showing right. Um, so it's a great time to sell right now, I believe. I feel like there's a lot more consumer confidence going on right now. In the past 6 days, Richard, I have put 6 homes under contract. Can you believe that?
That is amazing. That's amazing. 6 in 6 days.
6 and 6, yeah. And you know what? It was all about they were out there, they were priced right, the sellers did the right thing, and the buyers picked their homes as the best homes. We had 2 buyers and 4 sellers go under contract in that amount of time. So I think the buyers are actually active again and they're looking. The rates, they haven't really changed at all. They're still just above 7 for conventional, in the mid sixes for the government loans. So that didn't change overnight. What changed? I believe it's consumer confidence, which it has to do with the current administration. It has to do with what they're doing to kind of turn our country around on the right track to deal with things like inflation and all that. That's what I believe. Interest rates absolutely have an impact on price. And we went through those years of sticker shock where back in 2020, 21, 20, the early part of 2022, it was cheaper to buy a home than it was to rent at that time because the interest rates were so low. Well, they are still low now. If I look back in my 29-year career, probably 6 months to a year when I first got into the business, I remember my broker doing the happy dance, going, "Oh my gosh, the rates are down to 7%. They haven't been that low since the 50s, you know." So the rates are at 7% right now. And that's probably more of a normal or an average rate if you look over time. And yes, the government tweaks the economy. They absolutely have an impact on this. They have over the years. And I think when the rates were down at 2 point something, three, that was because the government was injecting themselves into the market to get the rates down. And so now we're past that. Now we're normalizing. The buyers are finally getting used to it. And it's a little bit tougher for the entry-level buyers to get into homes, but we have solutions for them. We have a lender that will give them a lower interest rate if they're a qualified buyer. It will help them with closing costs, just like the builders do. So you have to, if you are thinking of selling and you're qualified and you have the income, and you're thinking of buying, because a lot of times sellers are buying too, I would not wait for the rates to drop back down to 3. I don't see it happening. All the experts are saying it's not going to happen. Might come down a little bit, maybe a 0.5%. But you could always, with our approved lenders, you can always refinance at basically no cost. So get the home that you love, because as we see time going forward, there's actually 25% more buyers in the market right now than there were 5, 6 years ago. Okay, because all of the Gen XYZs are coming of age, they have jobs, and they have the capability to buy a home. So what's happening with rates at the moment? I just checked this morning. The rates are at 7.05 for conventional and 6.43 for FHA and VA. Okay. But keep in mind, it's a little bit more of a buyer's market than it has been. It was all sellers all the way for the last 5 years. But now that the inventory is normalizing, now that the rates are kind of normalizing, there are solutions. So it's not uncommon for a buyer to make an offer and say, "Okay, Mr. Seller, I'll pay your price, but I want you to help with my loan closing costs." You got to plan on a minimum 2% for every buyer just to cover their closing cost, right? So that could run $5,000 to $10,000. So if they're going above that number with their offer request, is because they're asking the lender to buy the rate down. So if that helps them get into the home, don't let the buyer get away. This is the time to embrace the buyers and work with them a little bit and just plan that in your marketing strategy. Okay, so what's going on? We did get new stats in the past week. What we're seeing in the Pikes Peak region in generally, the number of available homes as compared to a month ago really hasn't changed much at all. But if you compare it to a year ago, we're about 10% more, or I'm sorry, 31% more homes on the market. As far as sales, sales are starting to kick back up again. Now we're looking like 2023. I think probably next month's numbers are going to look like 2023 for sure. And so that's a great sign. But I have another data source that I like to use for looking at the market stats by county. And the reason I look at that is to make sure that the homes, what the real data is. Because if you just look at it once a month, it doesn't show you trends. If you look at it daily, like I do, it will show you trends. So in general, we kind of, we went up in the spring last year. It went up through the summer, went back down, and ended the year at a net higher than it was the year before. But what we're seeing right now is the prices are starting to creep back up. The days on market are dropping back down, and real estate is very local. So the key when you are thinking of selling a home is to put it on the market initially at the right price. If you price high and slowly walk the price down, according to national statistics, you're going to net less money. You want to be priced realistically within the first 30 days on the market, and we can help you do that. My name is Barb Schlinker. I'm the broker owner of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty and the host of this show, Your Real Estate Voice. So we're talking about how do you make your home stand out against competition in the current market. When we come back, we're going to talk about the tips to get your home to stand out. Richard?
Barb, we're discussing when is the best time to sell a house here in Colorado. So, what are the pricing trends now? And, Barb, what do you expect to happen as we head into spring and summer?
Maybe Realtor.com was right. They're predicting that the Colorado Springs is going to be the hottest market for resales in the country, up by 27%. If we even see that go up by 10%, that will be a clue that what they're saying is correct. And what that means for home sellers is that you want to be in the market at this time. Don't wait around. If you're a home buyer, don't wait around if you see the right house. Real estate is very, very local, and it just depends on where it is and how it stacks up against the current competition. All right, so if you look at the different counties, what we're seeing right now across all the Front Range kind of counties is the prices are heading back up, the inventory is dropping. So to make your home stand out, you have to get what I call the 4 Ps right. Picking the right team to help you sell the home, the team that knows how to market, that knows how to help you price the home correctly, the team that knows how to create demand, okay? And we know how to do that. Pricing right is critical. Making sure your home is prepared for sale. I get lots of sellers asking me that question. What do I need to do to get my house ready to go on the market? And then, of course, promotion is critical. I am still seeing homes on the market that are poorly marketed, or the agents are just too cheap, even in $1 million homes, to invest a couple of $100s and get professional photos. There are buyers that'll walk away if they don't see the right photos. So you absolutely need a great agent who knows the local market and how to position the home to get it right. And if you're not sure what your home is worth, you can actually go to my website, barbhasthebuyers.com, click on free home value, and we'll be able to send you just kind of a rough idea, a range of what your home will sell for in this market. But of course, to get a more accurate number, we would have to do a free in-home consultation. In that consultation, we'll give you tips on what to do, what not to do to get your house ready for sale. We'll go over all the closing costs. We'll show you our buyers in waiting. We'll show you how we create demand, and we show up with a fistful of offers on your home already. So if you are thinking of moving, give us a call, 719-301-3900, or go to barbhasthebuyers.com. Richard?
You're listening to Your Real Estate Voice. That's Barb Schlinker, host of the program and owner of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. And if you are thinking of making a move, simply call Barb at 719-301-3900 or visit barbhasthebuyers.com. We'll take a short break. When we come back, we'll be discussing how to prevent your home sale from falling through. You want to stay tuned for that.